What's up? What's happening? What's popping? What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another great episode of Simone with the Sports. I'm Simone, bringing guys daily sports talk. So if you're new here, if you're old here, you haven't already subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you stop what you're doing, leave a comment, subscribe, keep rocking with me. Also, make sure you check out the links down below. The first link is to buy me a coffee to help fuel this channel that you love so much. The second link is to shop the official Simone with the Sports merch collection. Get you the classic tee, the wavy tee, or the brand new fly or die crew neck that I've been rocking lately. That crew neck comes in black, green, and white. So make sure you shop that for the Birds fans. And lastly, turn your notification bells on because you already know the videos are coming like boom, 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 and you don't want to miss a single video or a single live stream, especially this part of the season. You already know things are heating up and we got a lot to talk about. So first of all, the Sixers handled business last night against the Bulls. We weren't playing around, we weren't on that bullshit last night. The Sixers handled business against the Bulls. Joel Embiid dominated. Joel Embiid is now 11-0 versus the Bulls in his career, so it's safe to say Joel Embiid owns the Bulls. Joel and Bulls. Okay, let me know what y'all think about it. And also, we're 5-0 with James Harden. So we are undefeated with James Harden, and Joel Embiid is 11-0 undefeated, baby, against the Bulls in his career. Like I said, Joel Embiid had 43 points last night. He had 14 rebounds to couple that. James Harden had 16 points and 14 rebounds, okay? So last night, like I said, Embiid went crazy. Tyrese Maxey had 17 points. Matisse Thybulle had 12 points. I know Matisse has been struggling the past few games offensively, but he had 12 points last night. And Tobias Harris had 8 points. Tobias Harris still struggled a little bit. Matisse was very efficient from the field as well, and I believe he knocked down a 3. Yeah, I believe he was 1-1 from 3. So great night from the Sixers. The Sixers now are at 40 wins on the season, and we're going to be talking about all the implications in this video. Let me know what y'all think about if we do have to play the Bulls in a 7-game series in the playoffs. What do y'all think? Last night, Tristan Thompson did have to start because Vucevic was out. I know the Bulls were shorthanded when it comes to Vucevic, but I mean, Vucevic is a great player, no doubt about it, but I'm still taking Embiid any day. Embiid obviously got Tristan Thompson in a tizzy. He had him in foul trouble early, okay? I believe he had 2 or 3 fouls in the first quarter alone. He had at least 2 in the first quarter. I want to say he had 3 in the first quarter, but I could be wrong. But, you know, they were sending double teams once they realized, I mean, obviously Tristan Thompson wasn't going to be enough, and then Embiid just feasted, okay? DeMar DeRozan had 23 points and 11 rebounds. Zach LaVine had 24 points. But the last time we played the Bulls, DeMar DeRozan was, I believe, in the 40s. I believe he had a 40-piece. So we did a great job containing DeMar DeRozan defensively. First, it seemed like it was just Tobias Harris guarding DeMar, and we know DeMar feats on one-on-ones. Then we started blitzing and sending double teams. We even had Embiid coming out of the paint to the perimeter, helping out guarding DeMar. And I mean, for DeMar, 23 points is a lot of points, but for DeMar DeRozan, who has just been going crazy this season, I would say kudos to Doc Rivers, kudos to the Sixers defense, because they definitely stepped up. Because DeMar DeRozan is an incredible player. He's a player. If you go back on my videos, I wanted DeMar DeRozan to come to Philly. I wanted to trade Ben for DeMar DeRozan. So that's a player I've been respecting for a while. But 23 points is an off night for DeMar DeRozan. I know 23 points for a lot of players is like a career high and like an amazing night. But for DeMar DeRozan, only having 23 points, we did incredible there. So, like I said, we handled the Bulls. We moved to 40 wins. We finally have 40 wins. Hats off to us. But we do have a couple of other tidbits to get into. So last night, I was really hoping that the Heat would lose to, who did they play? It wasn't the Pistons. Forgot who maybe the Magic? The Heat played a lesser team. I can't remember the team, y'all, but they played like a team that it shouldn't have even really been a game. But the Heat, it was kind of like a back and forth. Dang, I'm drawing a blank. Let me pull it up. So last night the Heat played, it was a game, it was a team that it should have automatically been a win. The Rockets, yeah. So the Heat played the Rockets last night. I'm following the score of that game, and the Rockets, they jumped out to an early lead. Not sure what was going on because I obviously wasn't watching that game. The Rockets jumped out to an early lead, and then it was really close throughout, and then the Heat pulled away. So I was hoping the Rockets could upset the Heat, but of course they didn't. So the Heat moved on to 44 wins. So we are 4 wins behind first place. We're still 4 wins behind the Heat. So we're going to get into some news that involves the Heat in a minute. But first, I just want to say, so we're in second place. We're at 40 wins. The Heat are at 44 wins. And like I said, in this series, this tough series that consisted of the Cavs, the Heat, the Bulls, and then the Nets on Thursday, I said in my first video that I wanted the Sixers to go at least 3-1 in this Eastern Conference tough series. And so far, we are 2-1. We beat the Cavs and we beat the Bulls. We did drop to the Heat. So in order to go 3-1 in this pivotal series, we will have to beat the Nets on Thursday. Ben Simmons will not be playing in that game, but he will be in the arena. So let's go ahead and get that win. On Thursday, we'll have all the motivation, of course. But Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving will both be playing in that game. So we know it will definitely be a game just with those two on the floor. But we are 2-1 in this series. I believe we need to go 3-1 to really position ourselves at a great place in the East when it gets to the playoffs. But y'all, let's talk about some news. So Victor Oladipo will be returning soon for the Miami Heat. Victor Oladipo, we know, is a player that stays hurt. I mean, Victor Oladipo has been battling a lot of injuries the last 2, maybe even 3 seasons. Victor is a baller. Victor, when he's healthy, when he's fully healthy, which he hasn't been fully healthy in a minute, when he is fully healthy, Victor Oladipo is a fun player to watch, and he definitely is a baller. So it was a big pickup for the Heat when they added Victor Oladipo, and he expected to come back. It was reported, what's today's date? Today's the 8th. It was reported yesterday on the 7th that Victor Oladipo will be making his return soon. So that is big news because the Heat does not need any more help, but they will be getting more help soon from Victor Oladipo. Great offensive player, perimeter playmaker, shot knock downer. They don't need any more help, but if Victor Oladipo is healthy, it's going to be scary hours. It's really going to be scary hours because the Heat certainly do not need any more help. Also in the news category, when it comes to the Eastern Conference, Jarrett Allen, it was reported, I believe yesterday or the day before yesterday, that Jarrett Allen will be out indefinitely. I believe it was a finger injury that he had. He fractured something. He's going to be out indefinitely, and that's a huge blow to a really good Cavs team that is expected to make a lot of noise in the playoffs. I'm not sure, like I said, indefinitely means a lot of things. Not sure if he'll be back for the playoffs. He could be back before the playoffs. I have no idea, but it's definitely going to impact their standing and their seeding before the playoffs. They do have Mobley, and Mobley is a great player, but we know Jarrett Allen, I mean, he was an all-star for a reason. Jarrett Allen has been balling crazy this season, and that's going to be a huge blow to the Cavs. So one team, the Heat, is going to be getting a great player back. The Cavs are going to be playing without a great player for a couple of games. So that's some Eastern Conference news for you guys, and all of that, of course, is going to impact the final standings and everything when we go into the playoffs. Now let's talk a little bit about the standings, because it's this time of the season where we're really starting to we really are paying attention now to the standings. So like I said, the Heat are number 1 at 44-22. The Sixers are behind them, 40-24. Now, even though we're 4 wins behind the Heat, we're also have 2 more losses than the Heat. So we can't just catch up to them in the win total. We need the Heat to lose. It's kind of like we're 6 games behind the Heat. We're 4 wins behind the Heat, but the Heat have 2 less losses than us. So, for example, the Bucks are in the 3rd seed. We're tied for wins with the Bucks, but we have 1 less loss than the Bucks. You see what I'm saying? So we're more than just 4 wins behind the Heat. We're also 2 losses behind the Heat as well. So if the Heat goes on a losing streak, it's just not as simple as us just catching up to 44 wins. We need the Heat to lose more games. You guys get what I'm saying? So the Heat are number 1 at 44-22. The Sixers are number 2 at 40-24. The Bucks are number 3 at 40-25. The Bulls are still right there at 39-26. So the Bulls are the 4th seed. But like I said, they're only 1 win behind us. So that's why we got to keep winning, keep winning, keep winning. The Celtics are at number 5 at 39-27. So it's only 1 win difference between the number 2 seed, which is us, and the number 5 seed, which is the Celtics. Now it is a 3-loss difference, but it's only a 1 win difference. We have 40 wins, the Celtics have 39 wins. And that's the difference between the number 2 seed and the number 5 seed right now. The Cavs are 37-27 at 6. The Raptors are at the 7th seed, 34-30. The Hornets at the 8th seed, 32-33. Now let's look at the standings a little bit when it comes to the playoffs. Right now, if the playoffs started today, this is why getting the 1st seed is so pivotal. If the playoffs started today, the Heat will be playing the Hornets in the 1st round. An easy 1st round for the Heat. Us at the number 2 seed, we'll have to face the Raptors right now in the 1st round. We know the Raptors are going to give us trouble. The Raptors have been very streaky this season. They actually have been putting on a very good campaign for themselves this season. The Raptors are not a team I would want to play in a 7-game series. I do believe the Sixers would get the win, but the Raptors are not going to make it easy for us. Not as easy as it would be playing a Hornets team at number 8. So that's just all I'm saying. That's why it's so pivotal getting the number 1 seed. It's the difference between playing the Raptors and the Hornets right now in the 1st round. Also, if we move on beating the Raptors, we will play the winner of the Bucks and the Cavs series in the 2nd round. So we could be meeting the Bucks, a team like the Bucks, in the 2nd round. So that's why I'm saying why it's so important for us to get this number 1 seed, y'all. That's why it's so important. But y'all, let me know what you guys think. How are you feeling right now? What are your NBA power rankings when it comes to the East? Let me know down below. But guys, make sure you like this video. Make sure you leave a comment, subscribe, keep rocking with me. Check out my links down below. Buy me that coffee. Shout out to Official Symone with the SpizzOS merch collection. Turn your notification bells on. And until I talk to you guys next time. Bye.